On this week's video, we're going to be looking at Sugar's progress. It's a little over a month since her last video, and we're gonna see what she's been up to because she's going to be heading off in February. Hi, my name's Charlie Thorburn. Welcome to Mordor Gun Dogs, and the tough place that we live in January. Beautiful sunny day, bit of snow on the ground. Now, snow doesn't have that many positives in terms of dog training. They don't like sitting in the snow. They tend to mess around a bit more in the snow. Their retrieving tends to be a little bit sketchy in the snow. So the snow's not a place for training young dogs, but it is a place for training older, more experienced dogs who need to be pushed and tested. Unfortunately for Sugar, she's going to South Texas. So this is probably the last snow she's ever going to see, but it's good experience just for her anyway. So this week Dan's going to be doing the training. I've unfortunately injured my back, so not in a great place for training dogs. But we're gonna just go for a little wander down to the field and just see where Sugar's at with her training. So this stage in a young dog's life is all about the distractions. So me just coming through the gate like that, having to sit and just off the lead and know that it's not her place to move until Dan says. As we mentioned before, Sugar's going to be a family dog that does a bit of shooting in Texas, a bit of quail, a bit of ducks. But the most important thing, the owners were like, we want a really lovely, easygoing family dog, and I think we've mastered that, haven't we? Between my breeding and your training, Dan, I think this is the ideal little dog. This is the sort of dog that I say, well, if we could produce 25 of these a year, we'd be absolutely laughing, because everybody wants a little Sugar. She's just the sweet, easy little dog. So Dan, if you want to just take her off down the field, do some sitting and staying. Yep. Just stay within the sort of sunlight, don't go too far. Yep. Do some sitting and staying, do a couple of retrieves with her, and just anything else, maybe let her have a bit of a run around. So she's keen on the snow, as we discussed. They want to just eat it, they want to play in it. But actually for a puppy, you know, it's quite good just to make training and things a bit harder. So just while she's doing a sit and stay, just to test her, I'm just going to walk around behind her, and you can see the tail go. She's excited, but she's very much knows what she's meant to do. Dan's still standing there with his hand up, telling her to sit. But so that we would class this dog very much as a dog who's still in training. She is not trained yet. She's still in training. So when there's a distraction, we're very much watching her and encouraging her to do the right thing. So just do a little retrieve with her, Dan. Out. See, she's getting a smell of it. It's just, there we go. Just turn slightly so you can see. Lovely delivery. She comes in, she sits with it. Dan just praises her for holding on to it. And then she lets go. As soon as she lets go, she's not allowed to kind of try and grab it again or jump up or anything else. So these are all these little things that we're thinking about all the time. We're just trying to get that lovely, calm, perfect delivery every time, and we're not accepting anything but the best. It's not saying we're going to get the best every time, but we're just, you know, we're just making sure that we're aiming for perfection all the time. So Dan just speeding up a little bit just to, you know, add a bit of a distraction in. But also, you know, she's interested in eating the snow. She's not going to do that when she's running. So the quicker she's moving, the less likely she's going to get distracted by something. So that's quite a good little point to take in. If you see a distraction coming, sometimes stopping and waiting and trying to, oh God, the dog's getting in a pickle, I'm getting in a pickle, that dog's going to get overexcited. Sometimes actually it's just like, oh God, there's something there, we don't want to be with this, let's just go. Just get away from it, get the dog moving, and the dog sort of sees that bird or that dog in the distance, looks, and then suddenly, whoomp, you're off, you're disappearing off pretty quickly in the opposite direction. The dog hasn't actually got time to think about what they're doing. So just head off again, Dan. Can she do a memory? So just do a little memory, just drop it here. You walk off. For a memory retrieve, for those who aren't quite sure, it's a retrieve that's been dropped. The dog sees it dropped, and then the dog goes off away from it and has to remember where it is. So she's gone off 25 meters, and then he sent her back. Now obviously she's got the distraction of Ian crouched down, but that didn't bother her, and that's showing her maturity and her calmness as well. That she, instead of coming whizzing in and like, oh, he is there with a camera, which all of you've seen, you know, Waffle and various other dogs, is, you know, I'm giving them the blame. They are definitely worse for it. But you've seen other dogs coming in and, oh, there's Ian, there's exciting, something going on. She just was like, no, I'm on a job, I'm doing my thing. And she just came in, she went round in, she came back, she picked up the dummy, and she went back down. Now halfway back, there was a little moment where she went back and she looked to, oh, maybe I'll mess around again. Dan just put in a little bit of extra encouragement, a peep, 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 go, 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 go. Just really more encouraging than just come here in a sort of fairly dull, monotone way. He really encouraged her, and she was like, okay, that's a positive. I want to go and see Dan with the retrieve. I'm ready to go. So just let her have a little run around. One of the problems we have with our dogs is you can just head off up the field, Dan. Is once they've learnt really nicely how to walk to heel, even when you give them the opportunity to have a bit of a run around, they tend to just want to stay in at heel because they're just happy there. They're just happy in close. So Dan's not telling her to heel. He's playing in the snow with her a little bit, but you can see she's not sort of wanting to go and do her own thing. She's quite happy being with Dan and hanging around because she's looking for something. She's looking for that snowball. She's just deciding to ignore Dan, so he's just putting a bit of effort in, getting out towards her, reacting. And that's, again, you've got to remember, we are always thinking about what's happening, what's going to happen, what's not happened, and how can we make sure that we get the best out of the dog in their training session. We're never complacent. We're never thinking, oh yeah, they're fine. They're a great little dog, which she is, but you know, just then she ignored a recall whistle. So we're on her case. We're doing something about it. Yes, she's got an excuse for ignoring the recall whistle. Dan threw a snowball. She was off looking for it, but she still should have come back. She didn't, so he reacted. So you've always got to be on that front foot. You've always got to be ready for the dog to get it wrong, because then if they do get it wrong, you're going to do something about it quickly. But if you're on the front foot and they don't get it wrong, it doesn't matter. You're not giving off any negative vibes. You're just confirming every time what the right behavior is and confirming every time what the wrong behavior is. You can see she's a soft-natured little dog. Being a bit silly. I think she's a bit overawed by the fact that she's normally out training just with Dan, and now she's out training with me and Ian and the camera, and we're all watching her. And she's just a soft-natured little dog. So we've got to adjust our training each day, just depending on how a dog is, what their mood is. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed following Sugar's little journey. We'll probably do one more video with her just before she goes, and then a little bit of filming of when she arrives in her new home. And in the meantime, she's going to make the most of the snow that she's probably never ever going to see again. Thanks for watching. Remember, you get out what you put in. We'll see you all next time.